What's up, gamers? Today I'm gonna show you how to set up a bike. Now you're probably wondering, what is a bike? Yeah, I actually can't put the bike on this table, which is a shame because it would have been funny. What if my whole channel just changed? Now I'm Midnight Bike Guy, the Midnight Bike. The Midnight Bike. I know nothing about bikes. I barely ride a bike. I didn't really think this through when I walked from there to here. You see, if I was like a normal YouTuber, this is where I'd sell out and be like, new bike merch now available, but I'm not like that.
New bike merch now available for real.
Anyway, welcome to a brand new board setup video, and we got a little special celebration here today. But first of all, it is fall. Today is the official first day of fall. I should have probably decorated a little bit better. But not only is it the first day of fall, but we are also celebrating a little birthday here, and it's not mine. We are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of Midnight Snack Skateboarding, and I got this 5-year anniversary board that I made specifically to celebrate the 5-year anniversary. It's got this nice gold logo on a nice purple background because I love the color purple, as you can tell by my background. And to celebrate, I went through some of my old videos and wrote down some random facts that I remember from those videos. So we're gonna just kind of peeking behind the scenes and looking at some of the funny things that may have occurred while I was filming those videos and set up this board while doing so. Can I get a pumpkin spice latte down in the comments, boy? Seriously, I would go nuts for a PSL right now. It's like raining right now. I know you probably can't hear it. If I had a little pumpkin spice latte here, I'd go freaking bananas right now. Before we get going, you know I always got to show you guys what I'm setting up today. So today we are working on, like I said, this brand new 8 1/4 or 8.25-inch skateboard. My last board setup, I said I was gonna possibly jump up to an 8.25-inch board, and here we are. Wow, a whole 1/4 of an inch. I'm finally growing, Mom. And then over here, you know we gotta do my standard Jessup grip tape because it came free with the board. As far as the rest of the board goes, we are just gonna be taking off the trucks and wheels again from this old board and putting them onto this new board. I did say I was probably gonna get new wheels for this next board setup, but honestly, they're still pretty good. This wheel does look a little bit whack, I will give you that. But the rest of the wheels look pretty normal. I may buy some wheels just next time I head over to my local skate shop. But for now, we're just gonna keep them. Honestly, the bearings are still good, trucks are still good, all that's good. So we're just gonna be moving these bad boys from here to here. Bada boom, bada bing. I went the other way. Look, there is me. That's me right now. And that's you. You are there. And that is my biggest fan. Last time we did a board setup in here in the Midnight Shack or Skater's Torque Shop. Some of you like that one. I did put this board down on this wood and it scraped up the graphic, so I learned my lesson and it's finally back. People have been asking for it. The patent pending, oh, I grabbed 2 towels. Pretend that didn't happen. The patent pending, the purple towel of shield and protection. It will protect us, this one. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about, people have asked me before, how did I come up with the name Midnight Snack? And I haven't really talked about it too much. Ooh. It looks more shiny and gold without that little plastic on it. Ooh, this wood is, I'm just admiring how cool the gold looks. Anyway, people have asked me how I came up with the name Midnight Snack. When I was coming up with a bunch of names, I wanted something that felt more like it could be like an arcade and not so much like it could be a skate shop, because I already had like the vibes and the aesthetic that I wanted in my little gooey brain. And so I needed a name that kind of fit that, and that was kind of more arcade themed. So some of the other names, I wrote them down. I went back to my old notebook. Frying Pan Skateboards, because my last name means, like literally translated means frying pan. That was a first draft. Another name it could have been would have been Happy and Hollow Skateboards, because there's a street in my hometown of Omaha, Nebraska called Happy Hollow, and I've just always liked how that sounded. I just thought it always sounded cool. But then as I kept going, I should actually be probably putting on grip tape. But then as I kept going on and thinking of more and more ideas, and one of the ideas I came up with was gonna be called Club Donut, spelled D-O-N-U-T, not the correct way you spell donuts. But I landed on Midnight Snack. It was actually one of the first names I came up with when I was just brainstorming a bunch of names. And the reason I landed on Midnight Snack is I felt like it just felt like it could be like an arcade. I think I was just thinking of, like I said, late night snacks, sneaking downstairs when your parents are asleep and making yourself a fat thing of nacho cheese, that kind of vibe. And the more I just kept thinking about foods I would stay up late and eat, the more I was just like, it should just be Midnight Snack, because that's when I was munching on snacks. That was really long-winded, and I wasn't planning on talking for that long. And now I gotta do this part that everyone loves. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, boy!
It's been a while since I've put on grip tape where it hasn't been super crinkly, so that's just a lesson on growth. I've learned that I need to stop rolling grip taping, putting it in a cupboard for a long time, because then it gets all gross. This one was laid flat, and look how perfect it is on there. Next thing I wanted to talk about, just because it actually involves this tool. In my video about T-tools that I made, I talked about 2 different tools. One traditional tool like this guy, and then I talked about this one, which I called the Big Mama. And literally about 2 days after I put that video up on the internet to live forever, this thing broke. It's like super wobbly down here. This plastic piece broke. I think I would have talked less about this tool if I knew it wasn't made that well. But I still hold on to it because it's got this nice little truck axle cutter thingy. I can't remember the name of it. And also a nice thing to roll your little grip tape on. So it still is a good tool. I probably just wouldn't have talked as highly about it
if I knew it was gonna be broken in 2 days.
Another fun fact, on my video where I talked about the first skate park ever, I found this article that I was hoping was gonna really help me with my research when I was working on that video. And it was a newspaper article from this local journalism company from Albania, or I think it was Albania? Whoa, my dyslexia is acting up. Albany, that's the word I was looking for. In Albany, Oregon, there was this local newspaper, and they had an article about the first skate park being in Albany, and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta read this article. And of course, it was a paywall. I was like, whatever, it's $3 a month, I'll pay for it 1 month, read the article, and then I'll close my account. So I paid for it. The article was like 3 sentences long, and it was already stuff I had already gotten from different resources. It was a pain to get it canceled. Look at this okay, don't look down there. Look at this beautiful grip tape. Have you ever seen a more beautiful grip tape in your life? You probably have. Whoa, do we got locks on this thing? I keep rolling, dog. I also want to address my boardroom episode called The Ripstick Was Weird, where I was just talking about the history and my experiences with the ripstick. And man, the ripstick community that still exists really doesn't like my video about the ripstick. And it was genuinely out of a place of love. I grew up riding the ripstick along with my skateboard, but I have gotten so many mean comments on that video because people think I'm just like destroying the ripstick, and it genuinely started because I was thinking of weird skateboarding stuff growing up, and the ripstick came to mind. It was kind of like this weird side quest of skateboarding history that I think is worth talking about and sharing my experiences with. It was just a joke, you know, like a ha ha, like a hee hee. I get it. I shouldn't be funny. I will no longer be funny. So now that we're not funny anymore, I can only talk about serious things. And my favorite serious topic to talk about is Shaq. Now it's time to get we'll put this over here for a second. We'll get the trucks and wheels off this board here. I want to talk about my carpet board video here for a second. And just something I've learned from 5 years of making skateboarding content is sometimes when you're recording things, you gotta do it like 10 times over and over again. And that's something I know just from being a video boy for my whole life. But it's really hard with skateboarding stuff, especially when you're like purposely trying to mess up. And that carpet boarding video is a prime example. At the very beginning, I make a joke and fall down. That probably took, I would say, 5 to 10 times to get right because I was either falling out of frame, my falling looked fake. Where the freaking heck did that bolt go? Oh, it's right here. But yeah, there's been several times in a bunch of videos where I've had to like fake fall or like fake mess up a trick. And sometimes that is harder than actually landing the trick. It's hard enough with like film production because you do have to do multiple takes of everything. I love the challenge of both filmmaking while skateboarding. And could you argue that what I'm doing is not filmmaking? Sure. Lefty loosey, right? That's how the old phrase goes, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It's now time for Pictures Through the Monocle, a film review show. I've never seen the Smurfs movie, and I can't imagine it's good. My next fun fact is from my video I made about 5 easy tricks for beginners. That was actually filmed during the hottest week of the summer where I live, and it was like 105 each day I filmed over the span of like a week. And you can tell that that was filmed over multiple days because I'm wearing like 7 different outfits throughout the entire video. May she R.I.P. We'll now do the 7-board salute. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw it again. It hurt my ears. Actually, I got a great idea. To start the next 5 years, let's pick something that only you and I get. You can comment it on future videos. I'll know what you mean, but other people won't. What if we just start saying that's mad crikey? I don't know what that means. It just kind of feels right. Where did my other tool go? You can be like, dang, this video is mad crikey. You don't actually have to do that. It would be funny, but you don't have to. On my video where I reviewed my Imperial & Co. rail, I had only had that rail for a few days when I started recording B-roll for it. And I did get one of my first 50/50s in that video on that rail, which is really cool. But like 2 days after I recorded it, that 50/50, I was out and I was trying to get some 50/50s again, not on camera or anything, just for fun. And I slipped and landed ribs first on the rail. I hurt my McRibs, no sauce. I just remember laying on the driveway being in a lot of pain. And that's what skateboarding is all about. I wanted to talk about some cool future videos and shows. I'm not gonna actually talk about them exactly because I haven't worked out all the deets yet. First of all, I wanna just say if you haven't checked out the Narcade, which is my second channel, I'd recommend heading over there. There's not that many videos right now. My goal with the Narcade is to eventually put out more regular content there. And again, my dream for the Narcade is media that centers around skateboarding. Not 100% of the time, I'll talk about random things here and there, but I do want to talk about media in skateboarding. But this channel is a higher priority, so I always have to make sure have stuff done for this channel before I work on stuff for that channel. And with this last screw, the board is set up and complete. Look at her. The 5-year anniversary board all set up. I did just want to take a genuine moment here to thank all of you who have watched for the past 5 years. Thank you for real for always checking out my videos and being so supportive. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you wouldn't mind hitting like and commenting and all that fun stuff, I'd really appreciate it. Again, it always that makes the channel grow, and if you want to support me, that's the best way to do so, is just doing those things. Thank you so much, and as always, have fun, good luck, and keep shredding the gnar.